How to structure a group coaching program. Now, I have made a couple million with group coaching programs. They are super fun, but there's ways to structure them where it protects your time and still over delivers for those who buy in and want to be coached. Let's dive in. Hey guys, I believe in coaching like crazy. I love coaching. Coaching has changed my life. I pay for coaching. Never be coached by somebody who's not also getting coached themselves. You know, I was a coach for ClickFunnels for their program, the 2 Comma Club X program and the 2 Comma Club coaching program, also their 1 Funnel Away program. I have done a lot of coaching for other people in their programs, but I've also have my own. And what I'm gonna show you in this video is some of the pros and cons of different styles and some of the ways to structure your group coaching program so that it, like I was saying before, it doesn't suck away your soul and still over delivers. It still makes it so that everybody is happy and making progress and getting the outcome that they paid you to get. So with that, let's dive in. Before I show you one of my favorite ways to over deliver for people in a group coaching program, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the little bell. We put these videos out every single day. Did you know that? Hopefully you know that. We do a lot of preparation for each one of these things. I also would love to know down below, what's your favorite aspect of being a student inside of a group coaching program? Let me know in the comments. Maybe we can add things to our stuff. When I was working for Russell Brunson, I would walk in every single day and I would stand, I did this almost every day, and I would walk up to his desk. We sat in the same room, and I'd be like, hey, what are you least looking forward to today? Give it to me. I remember the first time he did it, he's like, what? I said, whatever is like most sucky on your list today, give it to me. He's like, why would you even want that? I was like, make it hard, coach. I said that to him all the time. Make it hard, coach. Right, as when I was in basic training for the Army, we would frequently say, you can't smoke a rock, meaning I'm so tough you can't smoke me, drill sergeant, meaning you can't burn me out. And so I would say that to him a lot. And you want to be able to have that kind of relationship with those that you bring into the program. So what I want to show you real fast is this is honestly one of the biggest mistakes in most group coaching programs. This right here. You have to set up the relationship correctly ahead of time. So this is how I set precedents for the relationship when somebody joins a group coaching program that I'm running, okay? Now, this is a classic mistake, but think about this. This comes from a book called Story Brand, fantastic book. Whenever I can remember references, I'll tell you guys. But think about this. If this is the client, and you got the client right here, and the client is coming in and purchase, they want an outcome from you, the worst thing that you can do is position yourself as the hero. You are not their hero, okay? You are not their hero. You are their guide. And if they come in thinking, that person is my hero, weird coaching relationship. Right there off the bat, that means that they have no accountability. They're not going to do anything. If something goes wrong, it is your fault, not theirs, and they do not hold themselves accountable. That right there, okay, you want to be Gandalf, not Frodo. You understand? They are the hero of their own journey. You are not their hero. You are their guide, okay? And even then, I take one more step past that, and I create a program and a map. That's the guide. I'm not even the guide. You understand? This is one of the reasons why my group coaching programs can scale. It's because I am not the guide. My coaches that I hire to help they're also not the guide. The program is the guide, and they are the hero. If you don't set that up ahead of time, it's like destined to fail out of the gate. You end up getting in these weird scenarios where someone comes to you and says, you're my hero, and how come I don't have these outcomes yet? And I've had a few clients about 18 months ago, especially, where I hadn't learned this, and there was a few like, how come I'm not getting these outcomes? I'm like, because you haven't done anything in the program. They're like, how is that my fault? And I'm like, what? Right? It's really interesting. Think about Michael Phelps. All right, Michael Phelps coach a faster swimmer than Michael Phelps? No, Michael Phelps is a way faster swimmer, but he's still a fantastic coach. Right? It's not like Michael Phelps's coach moves his arms for him. He still has to do it, right? And if you set up the relationship this way, out of the gate, it is one of the fastest ways to not only help them grow quickly, but also protect the relationship while they move forward. Because I'm gonna make it hard. I'm one of their coaches, and I am not there to make them feel good. I'm there to make them good, right? And that's a really key thing to understand. People love my coaching. They love my coaching, but I'm definitely intense. I'm like, look, no one's coming to save you. Not even me, because I'm not your hero. You're your hero. Set that precedent up ahead of time. Otherwise, this gets really, really weird, especially in group coaching programs. So just to clarify what I was saying, the program is the guide. And so what I do is I create what I call a success path. I'm like, you are here, and you want to be here. And this is what the success path looks like. First, you're gonna do this. Second of all, you're gonna do this. Third, and I make a path that maps out their time in the program. So if this is a 6-month coaching program, I'm like, here's what's happening month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is exactly where you should be in the milestones. And what happens is then I'm like, here is the material that supports that. So I go and I create my material and I'm like, cool, here's what you should be doing in month 1. This is what you should be doing month 2. And all along the way, I'm creating an FAQ section with my coaches, with the students, and that right there, that's the guide. Does that make sense? You create a tool that's the guide. That way you're not the guide. All right, I want to show you guys how we actually structure group coaching programs, because it's not as simple as just saying, you can ask me any question anytime you want. In all the group coaching programs, I've either been a coach in or have created and sold myself. This is kind of a formula that I follow. It's my formula. It's not perfect, but it's how I do it. All right, so some of the elements that I look for in this is I want to make sure that I've got in here things like, obviously there's course material, right? There's course material, and I put in a workbook. The workbook is cool because it shows them exactly what they should be getting from the course, right? Have you ever gone through and like read a book and like you get something completely different out of it than somebody else? The reason I create a workbook is because it shows exactly what they should be getting out of the course. It's basically a set of questions that I want them to pay attention to after they've gone through something. Shorter is better. Okay, so I definitely put that in there. I also toss in other coaches, of course. And this relates to, I know I'm kind of going all over the place with this one, but like coaches, what's powerful about coaches is they are other mini guides and they need to be good themselves, okay? It's hard to find good coaches to help you coach the group, but the reason why I find other group coaches is because they become subject matter experts. They basically are stoplights for your material. Oh, you have questions on X, Y, and Z? Oh, it's right there inside there. Okay. Now, I'll tell you a mistake I've made with coaches is I used to call them accountability coaches. Don't do that. All right. That was one of the big mistakes I made. When you call your coaches accountability coaches, it takes the responsibility off the shoulder of the buyer and the client and opens up a world of awkwardness. All right. Where you're like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't breathe for you. You still have to do breathing on your own, right? I can just show you how to breathe better. Does that make sense? It's really, really weird. So I actually don't put accountability coaching on my group offers anymore, and I used to. The other one that's really, really powerful, and I'm going to show you an example of all of this in a second, is I put other experts' involvement in there. Somehow I pull in other experts that are better on things that I'm not, and I somehow involve them in the group. And what's cool is because it's a group and there's a lot of people in it, the buying power of the group lets me pull in experts that they probably wouldn't have access to. Does that make sense? Let me show you a live example of what I'm talking about here. So this is one of our group coaching offers right now, and it's called OfferLab Pro. I say exactly who I want and who I don't, but I basically say, look, here's the 6-month immersive program, right? That's the course and the material. Yeah, right, there's an event that we toss in with coaches. There's onboarding calls, private communities. And then look, we put in all these other people. And what's been powerful about this is these people have come on in and they've given specific workshops that give very detailed, they're not speeches. I tell them don't lecture, workshop, okay? Everyone should have a very specific outcome that you say at the beginning by the time you're done. That's been really, really huge. We'll toss in other stuff on top of it, and then a whole bunch of testimonials with it. But that's kind of how we've structured a group coaching program. Hey guys, I want to show you how to over-deliver. This is my favorite way to over-deliver for people. And even though I will do the same kind of event over and over again, it's events, all right? There's 2 styles of live events that I like to do. The first style of live event is an event where it's just straight teaching. I'm not actually giving them much time to implement. It's literally meant to be a Firehose event, okay? I'm a Firehose and I'm just like, let me just bathe you in all this stuff, and let me just say up ahead, you're gonna get overwhelmed, all right? And I just tell them right up front. I tell them, like, I'm not telling you to be an expert in all this. Let me fire hose because there's good stress and bad stress. I'm going to try to make you get in a place of good stress, right? Think about like when you go to the gym, that's stress. It's called eustress. I don't want you to be de-stressed. I want you to be eustress, as in euphoria. I'm going to eustress all over you, all right? And what's cool about that is, I mean, it works for sure, but they get way better really, really fast, okay? This is just like a blah. Whenever I take a course, I'll just listen to it I don't try to execute it. I just to try and get it in my head, right? So that's one style of event, and I'll do 2 to 3 day events where it's just straight up fire hose. The other type of event though is the exact opposite. I don't teach anything new. And what I'll do is I call it a workshop event. And the workshop event is powerful because I do it's also 2 to 3 days. I do a quick little reminder of the principal that I firehosed on in a previous event. And then I'm like, cool, let me walk around the room and try to answer whatever questions you got. And even now, it's not me, it's my coaches. My coaches walk around the room and try to answer the questions that they have. And I'll come in for a few key speeches as well. Okay, this right here, live events are incredible for group coaching, and they are I have found to be one of the greatest accelerants for outcomes in all group coaching programs. Hey guys, I'm going to shamelessly ask you to join OfferLab Pro, just like I was showing you back here. We're not new at this. We've had a lot of people come into this. We have a 2 comical board around it. We've been doing it for 3 years. Our students have literally made millions of dollars. It's always funny when your students make more money than you do. That's a good sign you should raise prices, but we haven't. We actually dropped them. Go to OfferLabPro.com. There's a lot more information there, and this is a community of people who are focused on trying to make funnels and the internet marketing game, get them out of the rat race. All right, it's awesome. It's a killer program. Go to OfferLabPro.com, and this is the first thing you'll see right there.